Hello, my loves. I hope all of you have been enjoying your snow days and playing outside and, of course, doing tons of multiplication and reading, right, Miss Vandiver? Sure. So in an effort to give our brains a little workout before we come back to school, I've turned my dining room into a classroom for you, and I'm going to teach you a neat math trick that we would have learned at school had we been there this week. And my challenge to you is to do this at home and bring it with you when we come back to school, hopefully tomorrow. So before you do this, you're gonna need a pen, pencil, and paper. So if you wanna pause the video and get that, go ahead and do so. But so you can see I have my paper here and my marker. Now, we already know a strategy for multiplying numbers that have more than one digit, right? And the easiest strategy is just repeated addition. So for example, let's say I had a problem like 26 times 3. Well, we know that an easy peasy way to do that is just to do 26 plus 26 plus 26, right? Because all multiplication is repeated addition. So 6 plus 6 plus 6 would be 18. We're going to carry our 1 to the tens place. And 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 1 would be 7. So that's our easy peasy way to do it. But let's say I gave you a tricky problem. Maybe a problem that looked like this. What if I did 26 times 19? Yikes. Do you really want to add 26 19 times? You could do it, you're all brilliant, but that seems way too hard. So I'm going to teach you a neat method called the lattice method. Excuse my fire truck paper there. And so for this method, this is where you're going to use your pencil and paper that you've gotten. And the first thing that I want you to do, just like I'm about to do, okay, because where we draw it on this space is important, is I want you to draw a box with some room around. Okay, so you can see my box is not filling up my whole paper, right? And then I'm going to divide that into 4 sections. So it kind of looks like a window pane. All right, the next thing I'm gonna do is write my 2 numbers that I'm multiplying. So let's say I have 26 times 19, right? And it doesn't matter which way. I could have done 19 up here and 26 down here, because don't forget the multiplication uses the commutative property, so you could easily switch those and still get the same answer. But this is the most important part of lattice multiplication, because if you don't do this, then the answer will not come out correct. The first thing you need to do is, starting at your top corner, you're going to draw a line down, a diagonal line down. I'm going to come to this corner and draw a diagonal line down. And then my last corner and draw a diagonal line down. Okay? I've now split my boxes up into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 boxes, right? And drawing the line down is important. So now what we're going to do is we are going to multiply each box. Let's start right here. This is an easy one. 6 times 1, or 1 times 6. Now, I know at home you guys are all saying, oh my goodness, Miss Vandiver, that's just 6, right? Easy peasy. So I'm going to write a 0 and a 6, because this top part is our tens and this bottom part of the diagonal is our ones. Now I've got 6 times 9, or 9 times 6. That one's a little trickier, but you guys know your hand strategy, and so you would know right away that that is 54. Now we're going to multiply these numbers. So 1 times 2, or 2 times 1, is just 2, right? And 9 times 2, and if it helps you to bring your fingers together, I only have one hand because I'm holding my phone with the other one, but you can see that these two are the match. So 9 times 2 would be 18. So I've got 1 and 8. So now I've multiplied all of the numbers in my boxes, and the last step is to add those together. All right, and the important thing to remember for this is that you're adding across the diagonal. So this first one here, this little diagonal right here, is just a 4, right? Now we're going to add this diagonal. So I'm going to do 6 plus 5 plus 8. Well, we know 6 plus 5 is 11, plus 8 is 19. So I'm going to put my 1 here, my 1's place here, and carry the 10. Now I'm going to do 1 plus 2 plus 1, which is 4. And last but not least, I've got just a 0 up here. So you could put a 0 or you don't need to put anything. And here's the magic of this trick. So rather than adding 26 19 times, because that is crazy, right? Here's your answer, 494. So 26 times 19 is 494. So that was an example of how to use the lattice method to multiply multi-digit numbers. You have to excuse Ava's interruption there on the end. But my challenge for you now is to try a problem on your own at home. And the great thing about this video is that, let's say you got lost at a certain point, you can watch this video as many times as you need to. And in the email that I send this video to your parents, I'll also send another video that explains the lattice method as well. Okay, so you can rewind the video and watch the steps slowly if it takes you a few times to get it, because I know it is kind of tricky. So the problem that I want you to try on your own, and I'm even going to show you how to draw it out again, okay? The problem I want you to try on your own is 43, oops, sorry about that, times, let's go with 27. Right? We could do any group of numbers on this. So the first thing you're going to do, don't forget, is to draw your box kind of towards the center so you have room to write all your numbers around it. Here's your problem, 43 times 27. And then we're going to turn it into a window pane. And then put our 4 up here, 43 and 27. And then most important part, don't forget about drawing those lines diagonally down. And see if you can figure out the answer to this problem using the lattice method. Now, just like I always tell you, it doesn't matter what strategy you use. Let's say you try lattice and this is not how you like to do multi-digit multiplication. When we come back to school, I'm going to teach you several other ways to multiply multi-digit numbers. But this is just one strategy, and we found that some friends really love this. It's kind of a puzzle, and you can do more than 2-digit by 2-digit numbers at a time. Sometimes third graders go to like 5-digit numbers times 5-digit numbers, right? Because it just depends on the amount of boxes that are drawn. But your challenge for tomorrow is to try 43 times 27 using the lattice method, and bring it to me at school so we can celebrate all of your hard work. In the email I send your parents, I'm also going to send a few snow day words that I want you to write in cursive, because don't forget, when we come back, all of our spelling words are going to be in cursive. We've got to be practicing. And last but not least, the last thing I want you to think about is, as soon as we get back to school, we're going to start working on biographies, which are stories about people's lives. And so I want you to think of, in your mind, if you know there's somebody that you are particularly interested in learning about their life, who might that be? And maybe talk to your parents about somebody that you want to learn more about, or maybe it's somebody that you already know a lot about, because biographies will be our next big project, and we're going to need to jump right into them. I hope I get to see you tomorrow. I'm missing all of your sweet faces. Stay safe and stay warm, and I'll see you soon.